Good morning, party people. Still in the New York City area. Yesterday I helped Douglas with his 850 manual. Did a couple more minor things on that car. He's off. Hopefully that thing will hold up for him for a little while longer. He'll be able to enjoy it. He said he's had that thing since brand new. It's kind of strange that the compression's low and he's always kept the oil change. 300,000 miles thereabouts. But I would still expect the compression to be higher. I think he's either having a problem with that car sucking in dirt through the busted PCV system or running extremely rich from that busted PCV system and causing that engine to wear a little prematurely. Man, I run my car a whole lot harder than that, and it's got a lot higher compression. Anyway, also met Brandon. He not taking his anti-car medication, man. That guy has got a lot of cars, nice cars, mostly stuff that are rare. He recently picked up a T-5. He was having some problems getting started after somebody had an accident with it, but he's getting it all fixed up. He was able to get that thing started pretty quick. You know, it was a 3-hour drive, but hey, meeting Brandon and Shaq was worth it. They're very nice, lovely folks. You know, they had me meet them in a questionable location. I was not concerned about it, but it did pique my interest. But it all turned out well. There's a lot of great cars out there with Brandon. So today I'm gonna help somebody in, I think, Connecticut do a evaporator on their, I think it's a SRV 70. Do a few other things. It's raining. But you know, that rain will be off and on. We'll be able to get this stuff done. I'm looking forward to that. I've had the heater core bypassed in my car about 10 days. It's been extremely hot, so it hadn't been bad. But you know, I really don't know how you guys survive with those heater cores bypassed or just flat out missing. The few times that I've had to cut my AC on in the car and it's been overcast or at night, or man, that thing about freezes me out real quick. You know, several years ago, Volvo learned and started incorporating the AC system and a safety feature in the car. And that safety feature is keeping your windows clear. If your windows are fogging up, you can't see out of them, you're trying to wipe the windshield with a rag, stuff like that, that's not safe. So they've always, man, probably since the mid-70s, incorporated a positive flow system in the cabin and incorporated the AC function in there to keep that thing dehumidified. So AC works, it works good, but man, you do need some heat going across that heater core to offset some of that cold air if it's not 80 degrees outside. So hey, get your heater core replaced and fixed. That leak stop, that's cheap, man. It's $50, and keep your AC systems working so you have that safety feature flowing. So I'll be around probably a few more days. I extended my hotel stay. Looking forward to helping you guys. And if somebody, you know, you need some help and you just ain't got it, contact me anyway. Maybe I can squeeze you in somehow and help you with something that you know, maybe you normally can't afford. So we're doing our best, helping each other out, and enjoying myself, and Diane's just fine. So hopefully we'll get some good soul food today. You know who I'm talking to, and just gonna have a good day today, even though it's raining. Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video contains things that I tinker with throughout the day. For step-by-step detailed instructions of those tasks, you can click on the links in the comment section below. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. This video also has tips and tricks that I've learned over the years. So, thank you very much for watching. Here we go, folks. Yellow T-5R with custom VIP wheels. And then here he is. The mobile mechanic himself, tree trimmer, and more. What's up? Still got the VIP wheels on this one too. T-5R 95 model. Whoop whoop. Dang, you sure you don't want to swap that front R lower lip bumper? Nah. Trying to get this car to start and idle. Just changed another mass airflow sensor. bunch of weird wiring and boost control stuff going on. It's crazy. Just runs a couple seconds and dies. Go ahead one more time. All right, I'm gonna unplug the math again. Go ahead. Runs better with the mass airflow sensor unplugged. More responsive. That idle good though. Cars, especially turbo models, sensitive to suffocation. Any holes in your intakes and stuff, that bracket was trapped behind the intake manifold. We pulled that out. We're going to fire the car up. Make sure she purrs. Purrs like a kitten. Listen to that baby purr. Purring like a kitten. We can go racing. I mean driving. I mean, we can listen to it purr.
A car that I bought for $500
Came to check out Steve's 960. These 960s are tanks. The last of the tanks. Real good shape. The interior is beautiful. Look at that headliner. That's the color I want. Put the headliner in Panther. Nice dark interior. His seat trim is still in good shape. He bought it with this minor damage down the side. He's also looking for Neva mats on the back. So the 960. Heck of a car. About to do the front brakes on this BMW 330i. Nice looking little car. Looks like it needs some polish though. Listen, little dull. Headlights are nice and clean. Let's go ahead and get this car jacked up, get these wheels off, get this insect repellent on. Get this job cracking. Let's get the full front brake kit. Those tools for compressing the calipers. He got new rotors slotted and cross drilled. He's got the anti-squeal compound to grease for the pins. He's got the pads. Just gotta hope like heck this stuff fits. Fresh brake fluid. We're about to go to town. Let me put my wheel stop back there. Jack this up, get started on this side. I broke all the lug nuts loose with the car on the ground. I jacked the car up by the jacking point. I put a jack stand under the frame of the car. Let the car down on the jack stand on the frame. I still have the jack under the jacking point. I pulled the lug nuts the rest of the way off. I'm gonna go ahead and bump the tire and pull the tire off. Then I'll have access to the caliper and the rotor. Now these pads have a wear sensor in them. You got to be careful you don't damage that line. So I unhooked that line up here, pulled it out of there. I pulled it out up top there. I opened that up, pulled it out there so it could have slack, because I didn't want to pull the caliper off and break that sensor. I also pulled the cap off the bleed screw. That cap fell down here. So I'm gonna set that aside where I can find it. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and release this. Pry a screwdriver in there, get that out of there. It don't look like these pads were really that worn. They had some life left on them. I'd say they probably had 20,000 miles left on them. But anyway, we're gonna replace the rotors and the pads and the fluid. There's a hex right there to get the rotor loose, but I'm gonna take the caliper off first. We got 2 bolts, probably 15 millimeters, one up top, one down the bottom. I grabbed the tip of the sensor, the part sticking toward the right, with needle nose pliers, and pulled it up and out of the pad so I could move that sensor out of the way, not break it. So there it is, the sensor's out. Now I'm going to pull the pins. I could have pulled the pins while caliper was still off, took the brake caliper apart and greased the pins and compressed the piston. Whoever did the brakes the last time, they did not get that top pin in. Top pin's just riding in there. They never screwed into the caliper bracket. The screw that holds the rotor on is a T40 or 6mm hex. Number 6 hex. Alright, now I'm going to compare the new rotors with the old rotors. Make sure they're the right size. I got the slide pins pulled out. I'm going to pull them the rest of the way out, wipe them off with a cloth, and grease them with the grease that comes in the kit. Rotors appear to be the same exact size. The bevel lines up. All the holes line up. And the size match. So I'm going to go ahead and install these and keep it moving. Lube the pad anywhere the pad touches the surface, the slide pins, lube that part. Put the pad in, put the wear sensor in down there. Let me put some light on so you can see the wear sensor. Press that back in there. Now you set this other pad in here. You clean off and lubricate where the pad touches on the bracket. Go ahead and put the caliper together with the bracket. Put the slide pins in and bolt both of the slide pins to the bracket. Now that you got both slide pins in, put the little dust boots on. Gotta find what I did with those. One was missing, one was here. So I'm gonna put the dust boot on. The lower one, probably more prone to dirt. It just pushed right in. Then I'm gonna hook this line back up where it goes so that it's not floating around. Lock that back up in there. And then I'm going to put this bracket on here that holds the pads, the caliper kind of in place and aligned properly. Then I'm going to do the other side. Then we're going to bleed the brakes. Look like he's got newer Bilstein struts on this thing. Getting these spring things back on is a little tricky. So what I do is I put the first one on, hook it in there. I put the second arm over there, and then I pry a screwdriver or something in here, springing that thing towards the end of the rotor, and then push it right in. They go in like a minute. So I'm done with both sides. Put the wheel on, torque both wheels down, and then I'll be ready to bleed the system and replace the fluid. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.